If you're asking about loose skin before you've even lost a pound, this video is for you. My name is Megan, and over the last 2 years, I've lost 125 pounds using compounded tirzepatide and a whole lot of hard work. Since I started this YouTube channel a couple of months ago, I have gotten the same questions over and over again, and I wanted to take a few minutes to answer those burning questions for those who are thinking about getting on a GLP-1 or for those who are well on their way on their journey but still wondering about these things. In this video, I'm going to answer 5 questions that I get over and over again, and I'm going to share some wisdom as a friend that these are things that I think we don't need to be worrying about. These are things that I think we're asking because we're scared. I get it. In August 2023, I was 243 pounds. I was desperate for change, but I was also terrified and afraid to fail. I had tried everything and nothing had ever worked before. What was going to make this any different? I'm here to tell you that GLP-1s are indeed life-saving miracles. It is a miracle medication that made things possible for me that were never possible before. I've been maintaining my weight right around 118 pounds for over a year now, and it has been not just easy, but almost effortless to do so. My wish is that each and every one of us gets to feel this good in our own skin. If you would take a minute to go ahead and click that subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. Okay, so let's jump into the questions that people are always asking me. Number 1 is loose skin. If I lose 50 pounds, am I going to need a tummy tuck? If I lose 75 pounds, am I going to need an arm lift? If I lose 100 pounds, am I gonna hate the way my body looks because of the loose skin? Let me tell you, I cannot answer any of those questions, but here's what I know for sure. I was morbidly obese. I was over 100 pounds overweight. I was unhealthy from the inside out. Loose skin was the least of my problems. I didn't need to be worried about loose skin. I actually never even considered what would happen to my body once I lost the weight. I just knew I needed to lose the weight. It was not an option for me. It was not something I was doing for vanity. It was something I was doing to survive. I had to lose weight if I wanted to keep on living. Maybe that's not you. Maybe you're looking to lose 20 or 30 pounds and you are young and healthy and you are fine. But for a lot of us who are embarking on this GLP-1 journey, we are doing this as a matter of life and death. I would take living a long and healthy life and being here for my family any day over not being here because I didn't want to have loose skin. But to answer the question, yes, I do have loose skin. It's just something that happens and I haven't let it stress me out too much. Okay, where do I have it? I have loose skin on my arms. I had a lot of it once I lost 100 pounds and I took care of it mostly by lifting weights. I got serious about strength training. I started working on my upper body and completely changed the look of my body. Now, there's not much you can do about loose skin besides surgery. Most of it is just due to age and your skin elasticity, genetics. It's just going to do what your skin wants to do. But I feel like filling in some of that loose skin with muscle did help the look of it. So I do still have some bat wings, but it's not anything that I'm like super self-conscious about. When I look at pictures of my arms before, that was way worse than my arms now. I also have some loose skin on my thighs and all the way down to my knees. I was more of a pear shape. I had a really big booty and bigger thighs, and they definitely shrunk up while I was losing 125 pounds. But being stretched out for so long definitely made them shrink up less than anything else on my body. Luckily, I'm 41 years old and I don't generally walk around like in a bikini, so nobody really cares about the loose skin on my thighs except for me. Other places I did have loose skin was on my stomach. It is probably a lot less than you think. I don't have it anymore because I did have a tummy tuck 8 weeks ago. I can show you before pictures. This was me before my tummy tuck. I was able to wear crop tops, a bikini, whatever I wanted. As long as I was wearing something high-waisted, it did not affect me. I had a tummy tuck not necessarily because of the loose skin, but more because I've had 3 C-sections. I had an apron belly. After one of my C-sections, I had an emergency surgery where I had a vertical scar going up and it kind of went around my belly button, making my belly button a little bit wonky. It kind of had a sad face and looked like it was crying. So my tummy tuck was more to address that. I had lost all the fat I could. I've done all the ab workouts I could do, and it just wasn't going to change the look of it. So I was really going in for loose skin up here, and I thought, let me just do that at the same time. But honestly, even people who knew me in real life never thought that that was an issue. And I feel like the loose skin on my stomach was way less than you might have imagined. The area where I had the most loose skin that caused me the most problems was right here. Everything just deflated. And it was really after I lost 100 pounds and I got really into working out and lost an additional 25 pounds. So after I lost 100 pounds, I was within the healthy weight range for my height. I was 145 pounds, which is the top end. And I still had plenty up here. But once I lost that additional 25 pounds, it just all deflated and started sagging and things were just not in the right place anymore. Things went way south at that point. I decided to go ahead with the surgery and I feel so much more confident and so much better with it. And I'm happy that I did it. I'll talk more in another video about it, but it was not something that I had to do. And it wasn't something that anybody on the outside could see. It was just a me thing. So yes, I had loose skin, but I promise you, being healthy feels so much better than being stuck in a body you don't want to be in because you're scared of what might happen to your skin. Okay, on to question number 2. Hair loss. Did my hair fall out while I lost 125 pounds? Yes, I had hair loss along the way. As you can see now, I do have pretty good hair. I have super thick hair. I have a lot of it. Now, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I don't understand everything about hair loss, but I do know that when your body goes through any kind of big changes, hair loss can happen. It's something that gets triggered in that kind of like trauma to your body, and it just happens during the hair cycle where your hair will fall out for a bit, and then when the cycle starts over, you're back to growing your hair and it will stop falling out. This has happened to me each time that I had a child. I had postpartum hair loss where my hair would start clogging the drain. It would start coming out in like clumps. I would feel like my hair was really like receding on here. I would feel like I couldn't put my hair in a ponytail because it looked like I had a receding hairline. And during my weight loss phase, the hair loss was pretty much the same. I would say it was actually less than my postpartum hair loss. I remember with my postpartum hair loss feeling like, oh my gosh, I am not going to have any hair left. And I didn't feel like that this time. So what did I do about hair loss? The first time it started happening, it was probably like 4 or 5 months in. I lost weight pretty quickly. I lost like 30 pounds the first like month and then was losing 10 pounds a month after that. So after like 4 or 5 months, I think I started losing some hair, just started noticing hair in the drain, hair, like my hairbrush needing to be cleaned out every single time that I was brushing my hair, things like that. Of course, I Googled what I could do for hair loss and started doing those things. I started taking a multivitamin for women. I started taking biotin. I started taking collagen. I use the Vital Proteins collagen. I would mix it in my tea or a smoothie or my protein shake. And I tried one of the shampoos where you shampoo. I did not like the way that my head felt. It was like real tingly. I think I might have got like an off-brand imitation shampoo that came straight from China or something, but it really did not feel good on my hair. So I used that like 2 times and then I returned it. I did continue to take the vitamin, the biotin, and the collagen for a while. I feel like maybe I'm a super responder to biotin because while I was trying to keep the hair on my head, I didn't particularly want hair anywhere else on my body to stick around and I didn't want any more of it. And that's what biotin gave me. So I regularly go and get certain things waxed and I was finding that I was having so much hair and it was growing back so fast. And they actually asked me, hey, are you taking anything for hair growth? And I was like, oh yeah, I am, biotin. Well, here I am paying for a service to take away hair and I'm taking the supplement that is like growing me lots of hair. So I decided it was not worth it to me to take the biotin. So I quit taking biotin. So the next time I had a cycle where my hair started falling out, I just dealt with it. It lasted for a few weeks and then I was over it and done with it and moved on. Hair grows back. That's the great thing about hair. Really, I honestly don't know why people worry about this one so much. Like I am somebody who has a lot of hair. Like hair is part of my identity. If I didn't have my hair, I would freak out. But it grows back. Like it really just isn't that big of a deal. So yes, I had hair loss. No, it's not worth staying unhealthy and stuck in a body you don't want to be in just because you're scared of losing hair. All right, the next big question is side effects. People always ask about what side effects I had and worry so much about getting side effects. Here's the truth. You are not going to know what side effects you have until you start the medication. Every single person reacts to being on a GLP-1 differently, and there really is no way to know. Of course, we have some common side effects that a lot of people have. We have nausea, constipation, headaches, fatigue. Maybe you'll get one of those. Maybe you won't. You won't know until you try. If you happen to be an unlucky one with one of those side effects, you don't know what's going to fix that side effect for you. Again, because every body is different. What works for one person isn't going to work for somebody else. So doing all this research and asking all these people if they have side effects and being worried about side effects really does nothing for you. Again, being stuck in a body that is unhealthy is not worth it just because you're worried about what might happen as a side effect of taking this medication that can change your life. If you are enjoying this video and the tips I am sharing, I would love it if you would take a minute to subscribe to my channel. I started this channel in July and I'm so happy that I get to share this journey with so many people, and it would mean the world to me to have you as a subscriber. All right, on to the number 4 thing that people are worried about that I think they should not worry about is the perfect time to start. The truth is, there is no perfect time to start. The perfect time is actually right now. If you have a shot in your fridge and you've been waiting to take it for the perfect time, if you're wondering if it's better to take it on Tuesday or Friday or at 4 a.m. or 10 p.m., whatever it is, just go take it right now. The very best time is now. Take that shot because it really doesn't matter. Again, because we don't know how it's going to affect you and you won't know until you try. There are so many other reasons not to delay taking your shot, like you have a night out with friends, you have a party coming up, it's your birthday, you're going on vacation. I think in very rare circumstances are any of those things a reason to not take your shot. Whether it's your first shot that you're going to take, or if you've already been on the medication and you're thinking about delaying your shot so you can go on a cruise and really enjoy the food, I think that's just really defeating the purpose of using this medication as a life-changing tool. I have done all of these things on a GLP-1 and I have enjoyed them and enjoyed life and enjoyed my food, and managed to lose 100 pounds in 10 months and maintain my 125-pound weight loss for over a year. And I think that's no accident. It's because I've incorporated this medication and the habits that I've built along the way into a new lifestyle. So I'm not going back to my old life or going back to a normal life. This is my life and this is my new life. And I'm so thankful for it. And there's no way that I'm going back to anything I did before. And the last thing that I think people worry about unnecessarily is whether they're going to be able to stop the medication once they reach their goal weight. These medications are relatively new when it comes to the mainstream taking them. Of course, they have been around for a couple of decades to treat different things, including diabetes, but it has only been in the last couple of years where the masses are taking these medications. And I think more and more is coming out all the time. And I think the pharmaceutical companies will be doing more research on the maintenance phase eventually. But for now, we have a lot of anecdotal evidence that many people are going to need to stay on these medications for life. What the pharmaceutical companies tell us and their clinical research that they've done, along with a lot of anecdotal evidence that we have from people on YouTube or Reddit or wherever we find them, is that many people are going to need to stay on these medications for life. And the truth is that, like everything else we've talked about, you won't know until you get there and you try. I am somebody who did not struggle with obesity for most of my life. I was not obese as a child. I graduated high school not even weighing 100 pounds. I was comfortably within a healthy weight for my height until I had kids. And even after kids, I was just maybe 5, 10, 15 pounds overweight, even after 3 kids. It wasn't until I hit my mid-30s and I think hormonal changes started happening. I had a lot of life events happening that had me turning to emotional eating and turning to food as a coping mechanism that made me gain weight really quickly. I gained 75 pounds in a year and continued to gain weight after that. When I started on this GLP-1 journey, I knew it was the thing that I needed to put a stop to gaining weight and change my life. I did it because I wanted to be healthy and I was going to do whatever it took to get there. And I didn't have to stop and think, okay, in 2 years, once I'm at a healthy weight, am I still going to be taking this medication? Like, that's a problem for another day. That's not a problem you need to worry about when you start the medication. And I think for each and every one of us, it's going to be so different whether we're going to be able to get off of it. I personally have been able to wean down to taking a 2.5 milligram dose and spacing it out to 2 to 3 weeks apart. And I felt okay doing that, but it wasn't as easy as taking a higher dose of the medication. So right now I choose to take a little bit higher dose of the medication every single week, and it just makes my life easy. And I have no shame in that because I have a lot going on in my life and I'm doing this for health. Again, it's not for vanity. It's not for a number on the scale. It is because I want to be my healthiest self. So if that means I have to take a medication every single week to do that, then that's just how it is. So focus on getting healthy first. You can think about whether you'll be able to get off the medication or taper down at a later time. Cross that bridge when you get there. I want to leave you with some encouragement to not waste your time and energy thinking about and worrying about things that you have no control over and that might not even happen. What we can control is all of the healthy habits that we're building into our lives and doing every single day. We want to do these small things daily that are going to take us one step closer to meeting our goals and help us be the people that we know we are on the inside, and help us to be strong, fit, and healthy. Everything else can be figured out along the way. If this video has helped you, I hope you will take a minute to like it and then leave me a comment and let me know what has been holding you back or what are worries that you can release into the world and figure out another day. And don't forget to subscribe for more real talk about weight loss on a GLP-1 and living your very best life. Thanks so much for watching.